Back on Gertie Rude, back again, a Wednesday mood. Well, here we are, we're halfway through the week, halfway through the half-term week, I might add, Food Two Furs. And I don't know whether you can hear, but I'm full of it. Well, I'm always full of it, aren't I, to be fair. I'm full of the old BS, but also I'm full of this bleeding fluey cold. And, oh dear, I've been trying to make myself better so I can get up here because it's all been happening. Always does happen. As soon as I turn my back, everything happens, doesn't it? That blooming mare over in the California, isn't she? Have you heard what she's been up to, Food Two? Should we have a gossip? Should we tell each other? What do you think about this? Because I tell you what I think, because I've been on my back, I have. Well, it's the story of my life, really, isn't it? Yeah, different reasons nowadays, though, my dears. Anyway, I've been trying to get better. She's making me feel worse. Because it keeps coming through. She's done this, she's done that. He's done this, he's done that. Something else has happened. Honest to God, if they're not on every news item, well, it's not a bleeding day for you, Marklet, is it? So we're going to jump in and see what the bleeding hell she's done in the last 5 minutes. Because I'm telling you, it changes every sort of 10. Come on then, darling. Oh, it's Emily. I love Emily. Emily Thornberry. Yes, she's engaged to be married to, what's his name, from Patrick Christie. Yes, let's go.
Arrived back in London following the completion of treatment in Sandringham as the Duke and Duchess of Sussex land in Canada to help promote next year's Invictus Games.
Right.
Yeah, there's been reporting that the couple did not consult the royals before they launched their revamped web.
Well, 2 points come to mind here. Firstly, when he wanted to get over here for a publicity stunt, and I absolutely emphasise the word stunt, he came on a chartered normal plane, commercial, not chartered, commercial. But you see, Food Two Furs, when the Madam Marklet, is going to Canada to do something to do with the Invictus Games, so what it's got to do with her, I'm still trying to glean. I cannot work out what it's got to do with her, but she's made it everything to do with her. Private jet, that's all I'm saying. They probably put the cost to Invictus because that seems to be their raison d'etre, doesn't it, Food Two Furs? In other words, it's been done before, and that's what they do. So, yeah, she's getting herself over there. Oh, he always looks so bloody defeated, doesn't he? Because I've been a prisoner in my own home. Well, actually, on my own sofa, to be fair. I'm a captive audience, aren't I? I've started reading Spare, right? And I should do a live about it, actually, because I've read Spare through the lens, to coin the operative word that this old thing likes to say, through the lens of someone that knows what narcissistic abuse is all about and its impact on you. And actually, all right, okay, I've only read 1 chapter, so I'm not exactly a bleeding expert, but that chapter was hard going, Food Two Furs. It really was hard going, it was. Oh, dearie me. I'm traumatised. Anyway, I see it in a completely different way. I really do. I see, right, it through the eyes of someone that's been love-bombed. And he's desperate. He would literally, well, I'm not saying literally, but I don't think he'd stop short of slitting his own throat to get her attention, which is a narcissistic thing. He would do anything to get that feeling back. The initial love-bombed, he was the centre of her world, blah-de-blah. That is the vibe I'm getting off Spare. But as I've said, don't quote me on it because I've only read a chapter. And it's very sad. I felt quite sad for him. I know he's made his own bleeding bed and he can lie in it and he can take the dog with him. But I do feel sorry for him. There's a certain sort of, I can't think of the bleeding word, tragic, or whatever, poignancy to it. And also, if you notice, every time he gets up on the platform, he always has to mention the Marklet. He has to. Because the minute he gets up, well, you didn't mention me, did you? You know? We've all met them. Well, you wouldn't be on my channel if you hadn't been narcissistically abused at some point in your life. Some of us brought up... I think another thing as well, this is the problem from the kids. If they're brought up with her, yeah, I think she'll either break them or make them. Do you get me, capiche? Personally, kids should never be around a narcissist. And that's all I'm going to say on that subject. So we're going to jump right back in because I'm wambling. I don't like to wamble, especially not in public.
Website on Monday, which comes as Meghan bags a new podcast deal.
God, stay at that bloody thing. What's she wearing?
But joining us now in the studio is GB News royal correspondent Cameron Walker. Cameron, bring us up to date.
Hello, Cameron.
Yeah, well, actually, we have had a statement from Meghan, Duchess of Sussex.
Oh, she's
very
an arsehole.
subtle statement in the last hour or so. If you remember, we've talks at length now about the criticism of this new SUSSEX.com.
Right, well, I'm watching this fresh with you. I haven't seen this before. But the things that have annoyed me, because I couldn't talk this morning, my voice was 10 times worse than what it is. So I've been working on it all day, so at least I can get up and say my piece, yeah? If you remember, they're talking about her using the royal blah-de-blah-de-blah. If you remember that little bleeding Mary, yes, if you're British, you'll know what that means, darling, in vernacular, turned round to the Queen back in whenever it was, when she was told originally about using the word royal. She let it be known through her people to tell the Queen that the Queen didn't hold the monopoly on the word royal. Royal. Yes, and I'm doing the talk to the hand as well on that one, little bleeding madam. So she's put her own coat of arms. The coat of arms that the great late Her Majesty the Queen let her have. I mean, where's Barry's? I mean, fucking, do you get me? Capiche? No one cares. And I've read I don't know what channels did it. Was it Raw Grift? Might be the Housewives Recap. I think most of the good channels, the decent channels, might be Paul Red, I'm not sure, put up the spiel that she's put on her new, bleeding, what's it called? Honestly, I was struggling will to live in. It's so boring, this subject. Oh, that crap that she's written. Sussex Royal! And here I am in deepest, darkest Sussex. And I swear to God, I need a kayak to go outside my front door. It hasn't really stopped raining apart from like 10 days between now and last July. Yes, and I live in the Badlands, you know. What used to be called wetlands. Yes, it's very bloody wet. Oh, bloody up to our hip in water we are where I am. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, I'm back here. So she's put on there all this hooey and bullshit about how wonderful she is and how marvellous she is. She doesn't mention no yachts though. Something about Barry, do you get me? Yes, Barry's somebody a bit more, you know. I don't know who he is really, Barry. He's somewhere from England. Anyway, back to me. I'm marvellous. Oh, I am. I'm a humanitarian. I invented washing up liquid. I did. Did you know that? Yes, I did. I invented washing up liquid. I did. I couldn't bloody help myself. That crap. And yes, all bullshit. Anyway, what are you going to say, young man? Yes, hail fellow. Well met. Come on, darling.
The accusation is that they are capitalising Harry and Meghan on their royal connection.
Well, it's not an accusation, it's a fact, my darling.
Writing a statement about the website's design, which is websitearticle.com. She says...
Right, let's read. No, I'll read it. We read it. There is a reason I've worked with Ryan and the talented team at Article for a decade. Well, that's probably a bleeding lie. Do you get me, Capiche? She's been probably trying to get in the door for a decade and they've kept it shut. Their attention to detail, their creativity and care, and the thoughtful approach to design, as well as their utter experience, I've got my glass on, user experience, some bullshit. They're not just designers, they're collaborators, and they do me up the what's it. Anyway, elevate me somewhere in an elevator, something to do with lifts, and your ideas and my visual identity, because I don't know what my visual identity is. Anytime I see a veteran, I just take my trousers off. Can't help myself. Do you know what I mean? Disabled in the chair. Bear, 2 fingers to you. I've got legs. There we go. And plus they're Canadian. So I'm a fan. What does that even mean? Plus they're Canadian. So I'm a fan. You're a fanny. I don't know about a fan. Anyway, come on. Let's go on.
I have worked with Ryan and the talented team at Article for a decade. Their attention to detail, their creativity and care,
something to do with an elevator,
to design as well as to the user experience. They're not just designers; they are collaborators who elevate your ideas into visual identities. They're a very special company. Plus, they're Canadian, so I'm a fan.
What? The blinking blink beep 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 / hashtag. What the flip does that even mean? I think you'll find that the whole of Britain and probably a lot of people around the world are wondering why you're running, the coattails of the royal family. Because aren't they racist? When they nasty to you, didn't they say nothing nice about your whitey whiter than white boy, you know? And something to do with their Canadians, because once you're in some slapper in some soap opera that no one watched. I hate the way the talking heads on the GB News and Talk TV, because obviously I've been a captive audience for these past 3 or 4 days. And they're like, oh, she's hugely talented, you know. They always put in a caveat first. They always go, oh, you know, she's very pretty, you know. She's very pretty and she's hugely talented. And then they go on to say, but basically she's a witch. Do you know? Instead of just calling a spade, she's an arsehole. And that's all there is to it. She's narcissistically abused poor old Harry. He's a broken, bleeding man, and he will do anything, up to and including stab his own family in the back. Et tu brutai to his own father. Do you get me, capiche? Yeah, just no feelings towards her at all. Before, I thought it was her. Then I thought it was both of them. Then when I started reading Spare and also looking back on some... If you look back on some of the stuff he did with Invictus and speeches he gave before he knew the Mark clip, he was a different lad. He was so much more open. He was so much more verbose, articulate, open-minded and happy, you know? And now he's just a shadow. Well, he's not even a shadow. He's a shadow of the shadow, isn't he, really? Bless him. And he's definitely in her shadow. Let's go.
Meghan spent many years in Canada filming the TV drama Suits.
When you say many, depends what you call many, isn't it, really, darling? Was it 6 or 8? I wouldn't call that many. No! Not when you're 48, like, whatever. Come on.
That website designer also designed her blog, The Tig, if you remember. It was a lifestyle blog she had before she married Prince Harry. So clearly Meghan, despite the criticism, is incredibly pleased and happy with a very glossy website.
Elevate your ideas into visual identities.
Yeah, Emily, get with the Kool-Aid. She's just so full of shit. It's unbelievable, love. Do you get me, capiche? It's not even worth... I think you'll find what it is. It's Californiese. Californiese. I mean, it's obviously not the working class or homeless people. California is people like a political and media class. They all talk like that, you know. Actually, to be fair, they don't. Because there's a lot of people from California, they talk, and I can understand what they're on about. But when she just starts talking, or even you're reading something she's written, and that's how most of the time you know she's written it, because it's full of shit. I think I've said enough, probably said too much. I don't think I have to avoid tunnels, because I think everybody in the world agrees with what I'm saying. She is an a-hole of the most mammoth proportions. And if there was an award going for a-hole of the year, I'll vote for her. I think we all would, wouldn't we, really? I think it would be a well-earned award. Yes, we'd get behind it, wouldn't we, Vootoo-fers? Anyway, with that, over and out, because I've got nothing more to say about this vacuous pig wearing lipstick. Yes, bye-bye now.